Minnesota Twins season takeaways as well as some off-season goals for this team to try to work with. Now, when we look at the 2025 season for this team, got off to an interesting start. There were some ups and downs, but throughout the season, they showed some very hot spells. And then around the trade deadline, obviously, things weren't going the greatest. They decided to sell. We all know how that went. But when you just look at the season as a whole, it has to be categorized as a massive disappointment, first off. And then second off, I think we just continue to ask the questions, why does this team have the potential to be so good? They show that they can be so good. They are really good for periods of time, but they can never sustain it. Is a rebuild or, small retool going to help them get around that? Or are they still kind of going to end up being reliant on some of the same players? Or was it just a coaching situation that was really causing it? And really, that's been the mystery of this team for years now. Now, during the season, there were some very exciting players. We saw Luke Keyshaw come up. He played really well. He's just 23 years old. He's going to be an exciting player to watch moving forward. I still do believe in Royce Lewis and Matt Wallner. I believe they can be incredible pieces, but we did not see much from them in the 2025 year as far as them having a big impact like we believe they can. And again, this is kind of what ends us back in the same spot of just being disappointed in this team year after year. And they got really in a good position with Buxton being healthy this year. But when you start to look forward to next year, is that going to happen again, right? Buxton played over 120 games. Is he going to do that next year? Or is he going to do that when the team is eventually competitive again, whenever they're really mapping that out to be? Matt Wallner, Royce Lewis, are they going to stay healthy? The pitching side of things, I think Olber pitched through a couple of injuries, would probably cost him a little bit as far as why his numbers weren't so good this year. Pablo Lopez pitched incredibly well, but then of course missed time with his injuries as well. So is he going to be fully healthy in 2026 and ready to go? And then I guess the next big question is, how is this bullpen going to look? Because this is the thing that got hit the hardest with the trades at the deadline. And this was such a strength for this team. Is it going to be a weakness for them in 2026? Is it going to be moderate for them in 2026? Or is it going to just be really back to what it was this year and just really good again? Can they get back to that point? They have built a solid farm system and they have some offensive players that I am very excited about, that I'm looking forward to seeing next year as well. I think we saw great things from Emmanuel Rodriguez throughout the season. And of course, Walker Jenkins is setting the world on fire. And so that is more confidence that there are going to be more offensive stars coming into play in the 2026 season. But as we look forward to what we want to see from this team in the offseason, a lot of that's going to come down to what we really think their timetable is for being competitive. Are they going to get right back at it? Or are they going to take a year or two to kind of rebuild and get to the position they want to be in? First thing you're going to have to do if you really want to compete right away is I think you need another starter or two. You really want to have a 6-man rotation lined up in case of injury or underperformance. And the real question there is, you have 4 guys. Is Zebby Matthews going to be a solid 5th guy? So do you need to add one guy on top of Zebby Matthews to really trust where this rotation is? Or do you want to add 2 guys in, have competition in spring training, maybe between Zebby and another, and see who performs the best as far as taking the 6th or the final spot in the 2026 rotation? Second thing you want to work through in the offseason is the bullpen and what that's going to look like. We already discussed that a little bit though. And then on the offensive side, I don't think there's a whole lot to do here. But again, I just feel like this is the same team that it's been for the last few years, where the potential is so great, but you have the leering feeling that it's all going to collapse or not work out, or they're going to be too hot and cold, or they're going to choke. It just feels like that same offense again. It feels like you're relying on Matt Wallner again, you're relying on Buxton again, you're relying on Royce Lewis again. You are adding in 2 high-level prospects in Rodriguez and Jenkins, so it does feel better in that regard, but I'm just kind of left with more question marks in my mind and just feeling like this is going to be one of the hardest teams to predict, because they have the potential to be good yet again, like always. But at the same time, I don't really see a path to change and prevent what happened in 2025 from happening again in 2026. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think is the solution for this team. Is it just a manager change and to clean up the clubhouse and the mentality of the team? Or are there some more roster moves you would like to see them make? Or is it just Walker Jenkins and Rodriguez coming up? Is that going to be the salvation for this team? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.